And bring your hands in front of your chest and interlace your fingers. Now, we do this every week. I want you to look down and see which thumb is at the very bottom when you interlace your fingers. That's the one you prefer, and that's fine. Turn your palms forward, push your feet down, and push your hands towards your device, towards your computer, toward your iPad, whatever you're watching me on, and then bend your elbows. So I'm back to your elbows again. Push your palms. If your arms don't straighten, it's okay. Bend your elbows. Push your palms. Bend your elbows. Great. Now just untangle your fingers for a second. Shake your hands again and re-interlace, this time everybody, with the weird feeling thumb on the bottom. Right? It just doesn't feel like it fits, or at least it doesn't in my body. So hands to your chest, turn your palms, push your palms forward, take your arms up. Now lower them down, bend your elbows, push your palms forward. Can you lift them up? Lower them down, bend your elbows. Last time, push forward all the way up. Now push into your feet a little bit more. Reach, 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 reach. And then release your arms. Uh-oh, it sounds like somebody's audio is on. Can you mute that? Thank you. Okay, everybody walk your two legs together. So it looks like you have one leg. And then lean back a little bit. And we're gonna cross our left ankle over our right thigh. And we're just gonna sit here for a second. Now, usually I have us looking past our left leg. This morning or afternoon, we're gonna lift the left knee like it's coming toward my chest, and then I'm gonna push it away. And then I'm gonna lift my knee and push it away. Your hands can be anywhere they feel comfortable. Lift your knee up, push it away. Now for some people, keep going by the way, the drawing it toward them is harder than the pushing it away. And quite honestly, some days one way is easier, and the next day the other way is easier. But let's just see if this helps loosen up our hips a little bit more. Good, now from there, pick up your left foot and I want you to just hover it, maybe 8 to 12 inches from the floor. I'm hoping you feel your core working. Now step that left foot down, lean back. So you're pushing into the back of your chair as you pick up your right foot and cross it to the outside of your left thigh. Right knee comes towards your chest, and then you push it away. Can you almost feel immediately, everybody, how very different the two sides are? The knee comes towards you, and then you push it away. So just about 3, maybe 4 more times. Be sure you're not using your hand to push your knee. That would be a little extreme. And both sides probably feel radically different. So one more time, knee toward the chest, push it away, pick up your foot. I'd prefer if you didn't use your hands, and pause with your foot just hanging out in space. Excuse me, and then step that right foot down. Now, this next movement, we haven't done this. And for some of you, it's going to work. And for some of you, you might just watch. You're gonna lift your left foot again, interlace your fingers behind your knee. Now you can really lean back in your chair to support yourself. And then see if you can start to straighten the left leg and then rebend it. Those muscles in the back of your knee are called your hamstrings, and they tend to be very, very tight, especially on men, by the way. So try to straighten and then rebend, and then maybe one more time, straighten and rebend. It'll feel good to put that foot on the floor. Then you pick up your right foot, interlace your fingers behind your knee. Push the right foot towards your device and rebend. Push your foot forward, rebend. One more time. Push, 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 like you're gonna show me the bottom of your foot, and then set that foot down. Great. Now wiggle around in your chair so you feel symmetrical, and lift your elbows up. So we're showing each other, or we're all showing one another, our palms and our forearms. Now, can you look at your elbows and keep your elbows relatively in place where they are, and take both hands over to the left and then back over to the right. Can you feel how your elbows want to do this? They really want to splay out. Try to keep them close together. Take your hands to the right and then back. Hands to the left. It's harder than it looks, isn't it? Come back. Hands to the right and come back. Good. And then just lower your arms. So come to the very, very edge of your chair, everyone, and take your legs long. So I'm looking at the camera and I can see the bottoms of my feet, but I know Susan was having trouble. So just know that my legs are completely lengthened and my toes are drawing toward my face. That's also stretching your hamstrings. I probably didn't need to tell you that. Push your heels down on your floor. And if you're on a tile floor, I know that can be a little hard, so don't overdo that. And then slowly bend your knees. Can you get a little bit closer to the edge of your chair? If you need your hands to hold on to the chair, that's fine. Otherwise, I want you to lean forward a little bit and stand all the way up. So we've been practicing a lot of balance the last couple of weeks. Go ahead and walk backward until you feel your chair. I'm about 5'4", so my chair is hitting the back of my knee. If you're taller than I am, you're going to feel it more on your calf muscle. Now from here, lean to the right, everybody, and see if you can just pick up your left foot a little bit and then step it down. Then lean a little bit to your left. Can you lift your right foot and step it down? Now, for those of you that feel like this is a lot and maybe a little scary, just come around to the side of your chair. I'm close to a wall. I could hold on to this wall, or I could hold on to the back of my folding chair. Holding on, that gives you a better sense of confidence and lets you try more easily. Do that. And I'm gonna stand right in front of the chair. So it's almost like you're leaning to the right. Now you're trying to hold that a little bit longer. You're leaning to the left, trying to hold that a little bit longer, and then step your feet down. For most of us, our feet are probably about as wide as our pelvis is wide. Let's bend our knees and step our feet wider. So how wide? As I look down at my feet, they're probably a little shy of being 3 feet wide. If that's too much for you, bring the feet closer together. And then bend the knees, everybody, and take the heels of your hands and put the heels of the hands on the centers of your thighs. And just be here. You might look back at your chair and say, do I want to sit down? I don't want you to, but if you need to, go for it. Just keep pushing the heels of your hands into your thighs. Now from there, can you reach back and touch the chair with one hand? Put that hand back on your thigh. Take your other hand, reach for the chair. So you're actually having to bend forward to make that happen, and then put your hand back. Now just stay where you are. You can straighten your legs if you need to. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me a little bit better. My knees are bent, my hands are on my thighs. I'm going to hunch my back up to the ceiling. And as I do that, everybody, drop your head. You're looking not only toward the floor, you're looking at the floor behind you a little bit. Now from here, lift your chest up toward the ceiling. Lift your head. You're looking at whatever is directly in front of you. And then hunch your back toward the ceiling. Drop your head. Lift your chest. And lift your head. This is great movement for our spines. So one more time, hunch. They call this the angry cat in yoga. Look back between your thighs. Now lift your chest and lift your head like there's something out there you need to see. Stay heavy in your heels and begin to stand all the way up. Now you've got this wider stance between your feet. So walk one foot in a little bit and then the other foot. I'm going to turn around so you can see me, and we're going to come back and sit down. Okay, great. So remember we were doing these big arm circles before. Because I've got this wall behind me, I'm going to turn and you'll see the right side of my body. Let's go back and make those big circles. Couple of times around. Okay, beautiful. Now go in the opposite direction. And I'm not saying that you guys need to go really fast, but if you can speed it up a little bit, that would be great. Now, instead of going forward, I want you to go out to the side and then behind you. You're going to feel that. Stretch your chest out to the side and behind you. Oh, I'm not going very far. I don't know about you. Out to the side and behind you. Now I'm going to stand up so you can see me. I'm out to the side, and then remember how we've been bending our elbow? I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to take my hand back out to the side. I'm going to try to bend my elbow and put my hand at my waistband, and then just take it out to the side again. Let me turn around. If you've had rotator cuff surgery, that might not work for you, and that's okay. So just skip it. I'm going to turn so you can see my left side. Big circles, 3 times, everybody, in one direction. And then 3 times in the opposite direction. I'm laughing because you're probably slowing things down because you know that hard one for your elbow is coming. Although I have to admit, my left arm feels really different than my right arm this morning. Now, the next time that you start to go back or forward, go to the side. Let me stand up again. Can you bend your elbow? Take your hand to your back. Oh, that's hard. Take the arm out. Bend the elbow. One more time, give it a try. Hand comes out, the palm is facing in the same direction as your face. Bend your elbow and then reach the arm out. And I'm going to turn back around as you lower your arm again. Now let's come back to your forearms in your hands. Bring them up. Hands facing forward, elbows facing forward. Let's just try to bring our 2 elbows to touch. And then watch, hook your thumbs together and take your elbows wide. And then try to bring the elbows together. And then take the elbows wide. One more time. Elbows together, maybe. Elbows wide. Now, take the arms all the way up and just lower them down. We're doing a lot, aren't we, for your upper body this afternoon. So one more time, stand up. If you're getting tired, just sit. I need to turn sideways, and some of you can come and hold on to the back of your chair. Again, I'm limited by the wall that's here. So I'm going to come and put my hands on the chair seat. Now, this looks simple, but it can be very hard on the hamstrings. So come to what might look like a 90-degree angle and push both of your heels into your floor. Now, if that's not too intense, if your legs are long, if your knees are straight and you're able to breathe, then step back 2 inches or so. If your knees are bent and you're hoping this will be over soon, don't move. So all we're going to do, everybody, is push the bottom way far back. Like I want you to imagine you're a puppy dog and I'm pulling your tail. And then I let go and you just rock back to where you were. And then I pull your tail again and you rock back. Now feel how the weight gets lighter on your hands. And then rock forward to where you just were. And then rock back again. Now, as you rock backward, can you push the heels of your feet down? And then can you begin to hunch your back like we did a couple of minutes ago toward the ceiling? And then can you lift your chest and look forward? Hunch your back, drop your head. Remember, you're looking back toward the floor that is behind you. And then look forward as you look toward or forward and toward the floor in front of you. One more time. Hunch, sway. Great, and then rock back. I know it's a lot for the wrists. We're gonna come off of them in just a second. And then come forward. Almost everybody's gonna need to walk up to their chair. Really push your heels down as you stand all the way up. And let's come back and stand in front of our chair with the chair actually touching our legs somewhere. Good, now bring your two legs together. Bend the left knee and turn the left leg out to the left a little bit. So this is called tree pose in yoga. Your left foot is against your right leg. Now this can be enough for you today, or you might pull your hands together. Now remember, the chair is right there, and if you get dizzy or you need to sit down, go ahead and do that. And then there may be a couple of you who decide to take your hands apart and try reaching your arms up toward the ceiling. It's funny, I actually think this might be the easiest version of the pose, but it can feel hard as you get there when you start going in that direction. So whatever version you're doing, and by the way, look, you could have your hands on your hips if this feels wobbly. Wherever your arms are, let's just bring them down by our sides. Turn your left knee so it faces forward. Step your left foot down, everybody. Bend the right knee and turn the right knee out to the right. You've got your right heel against your left leg. Let's start with hands on hips. I always think it's easy. Let's do the easiest pose first, and then we can always make it harder if we want to. Next harder version would be your hands together. The hardest version would be lifting your arms up to the ceiling, but not necessary. Sometimes we can easily do a pose one way on one side and not so easy on the other side. As you bring your arms back down, turn your right knee forward, step on your foot, and everybody just walk forward a little bit. Bend your knees and put your hands back on your thighs. Almost like you're having trouble hearing me and you're saying, oh, let me lean a little closer to the computer, to the laptop so I can hear her. Now push your bottom back, bend your knees, reach for the chair and sit down. This is a little metal chair and it was squeaky when I started to sit down. Here you are, back at the beginning where we started. Turn your palms up, everybody, and close your eyes for a moment. So you've been doing a lot of movement and you've been doing a lot for your shoulders. So let's just take a pause. Especially those of you who are going to do boxing. Susan said it started at 3. So we're just going to downshift for a moment. Feel each breath in and each breath out. And remember that your mind will wander around. When you realize it's wandered away, bring it back to noticing your breathing again. And then let your eyes open. And this is the right side of my face. I'm going to take my right ear toward my right shoulder. And you're going to feel a huge stretch along the left side of your neck. If it's too much, bring the head up a little bit. But see if you can just imagine that you are a fish for a moment. And you have gills in the sides of your neck. You're breathing into those imaginary gills. And then push your heels into the mat and lift your head. Sometimes that's the hardest part. Now take your left ear to your left shoulder. If you're right-handed, everyone, this might feel a lot stickier, a lot tighter. And just let your left ear drop over to your left shoulder. Go back to imagining that you are the fish and breathe into the tightness that you feel. From here, push your feet down, lift your head up, and slowly take your chin down towards your chest like you you drop something down in your lap and you're looking to see where it went. Now come back, lift your head up, and then take your chin up toward the ceiling. Now it may feel tight in the back of your neck, so don't go too far. Come back to the very beginning and take the chin back down to the chest. We need to stretch the back of the neck. As you lift your chin and you point your chin to the ceiling, you'll feel a stretch in your throat, and that's a good thing. And then back up, your head comes. Now just turn your head to look to the right and back to the center. I'd like you to pause in the middle and then go to the left. Can you feel that? One side is usually different, easier than the other. Now go ahead and bring the head back and let's go to the left again. Good, and then come back and over to the right. Great. So as you bring your head back to the beginning, we're going to try to work a little bit more with your feet now. So lift your heels, everybody. I feel like I have to move a tiny bit toward the edge of my chair to do this. So lift your heels. That pushes your toes down. Now just come forward a little bit. You've got 10 toes, probably. Can you get the weight even on all 10 of your toes? And are your toes, your big toes in particular, aligned with each other? In other words, sometimes people don't realize it, but they have one foot forward of the other one. So let's make sure. Imagine somebody drew a line on your floor. You know those lines like when you go to stores and they show you how far 6 feet apart is? So pretend you've got one of those lines. You're standing behind the line like you should. And then drop your heels and lift your toes. Now, if it's too much for you to lean forward like I am, just hold on to your chair and lean forward. Drop your toes, lift your heels, and then drop your heels and lift your toes. Good. Put your toes down, everybody. Press your bottom heavily onto your chair seat and lift up. Now we're going to rebend your knee again. But hold on, we haven't done this one. I don't think I've taught this one since we were in person at Parkinson's Place. So watch me for a second. This is my left side. I'm going to let go of the chair with my right hand, and I'm going to lean to my left so that I can bend my knee and maybe step my foot onto the chair. Now, let's suppose you try that and you get about here and you say, uh-oh, I need my hand to help me. That's okay. And hopefully you've got a chair that's big enough to accommodate your whole body. So your right heel is on your chair. I'm just resting my right arm on my right knee. You might be looking somewhat like I am, and that's okay. Now I'm going to rest my elbow on my knee. And guess what? I'm going to take my right palm down toward the left side of my body. And then I'm going to take it back up and I'm going to try to drop it to the right. Wow. Rotator cuff people, go easy here, especially if you've got a tear in the rotator cuff. If you've had surgery, this is probably part of the PT they gave you to do. Right hand goes down, right arm comes up. Now it may just go here and that's okay. And then it might fall back a little bit. Let's try one more. Forward, so you're going to the left. Up, try to go to the right, and then come back up. Now this time, take your arm forward towards your device, towards your computer, your laptop, your phone. Forward. One more time. Forward. Good. Hold on to the side of the chair. Can you pick up that right foot and step it down? So that muscle that we needed to help us lift the leg is really important when you're stepping upstairs or you're stepping over something on the floor or there's a big mud puddle and you're trying to step around it. I think the last time we got together, it was really raining or it was overcast. Today it's hot and humid. So you probably don't have to step over any puddles today, but there could be a pothole that you have to step over. So lean over to your right, see if you can lift your left foot. Uh-oh, I need help with my hands on this side. Can I get the heel of my left foot onto my chair? Your right hand can be anywhere. You're gonna put your left elbow on your left knee. Now let's reverse the order. Let's go forward first, and then back, and then forward. And I'm almost saying, can I bring my left hand to my left ear? If you can do that, that's great, good for you. If you can't, not to worry. All right, let's go forward. So palm is moving down to the right, back up. Now you're gonna try to take your hand back. I feel like mine is being a disobedient hand. Come back up. Drop your lower arm to the right, your fingers to the ceiling. Try to drop the back of your lower arm to the left. Mine's going nowhere. And then back up one more time. To the right, to the ceiling, and maybe back a little bit. Isn't that hard? Now, when you come back up, let's just take the left hand to the chair, step the left foot down, and then wiggle a little bit closer to the edge of the chair, everybody, and see if you can bend forward. Again, like like I'm showing you something very small, and you're looking close to your camera, to your device. Okay, so while you're here, look at your hands. And can you hunch your back like that angry cat again? And then can you sway your back, lift your chest, lift your head, look up at me, and then hunch the back. Feel like you're gonna hunch so much, you're like Quasimodo, you're gonna take your rounded back toward the chair, back. And then you sway the back and you pull your back away from your chair. One more time, hunch, hunch, hunch. Keep hunching, pull your belly button in, push your feet down, and then sway your chest up toward the ceiling. Awesome. Now we're gonna sit up, so take your time. Walk your two legs together. Pick up your right foot, hover it, 6 to 8, maybe 12 inches from the floor. Step it down. Lift the left foot. Step it down. Now, stay very heavy in your left foot. Lift up your right foot, lean back, cross the right ankle over. Now we're gonna come and look over that right shin. Can I see my left foot? Can I see the floor? Lean back, everybody, and just pause. And then try again. Lean forward. What can I see on the ground? And then come back. Good. Lean way back and take your foot to the floor, the right one. Now stay heavy in that right heel as you lift your left foot and you bring your left ankle to the outside of your right thigh. Oh, this one feels different in my body. So as I come forward, it's a little bit harder today. And who knows why? Some days it just is like that. Lean back. Let's try again. Come forward. Can I see anything on the floor? Awesome. Now we're going to change it. We're not going to come out just like we did a second ago. Try to cross your left thigh over your right thigh. I have to walk my right foot a little bit more to the center. Just pause for a second. Now you can hold the chair or you can hold your left knee. Is it possible to come forward a little bit? And more than likely, everyone, you're going to feel it in the outside of your hips. If you're feeling it in your back, your lower back, don't go quite as far. Come all the way back up. Now, I like to lean back a little bit to uncross. So your legs are staying very, very close together. You lean back, you cross your right thigh over your left thigh. Holding onto the chair if you'd like, or holding onto your knee. Come forward. So we're looking for a stretch that's in the hip, not in the lower back. So you have to back up the bus if you feel it in your back. That's fabulous. Come all the way up. Let's uncross the legs. Now take them as wide as your hips are, or your pelvis is. And see if you can come down with your left elbow on your left thigh and put your chin on the back of your hand. You know that statue outside of Paris that Rodin did? He's the thinker. You're the thinker for a moment. It's a big stretch now in the whole back. So that's where you should feel it. You want to round your back a little bit more. Be sure to push your heels down, lift your head up. Now we have to be Rodin's thinker on the other side. So come forward, elbow on your leg, your chin on the back of your right hand. Great, and then come back up, everybody. Good, we're gonna stay seated away from the back of the chair. Go ahead and extend your arms out and cross your right arm over your left. Take your right hand to the outside of your left shoulder, your left hand to the outside of your right shoulder. It looks like you're either hugging yourself or you've been put in a straitjacket. So just feel what it's like to cross the arms over the chest. And then uncross the right, uncross the left. We have to do the opposite. So now the right one comes to your left shoulder first, and your left one comes to your right shoulder first. And changing that feels different. So just hug yourself. That's what I'm going to choose. And then take your arms apart. Now think about scissors that you use to cut things. We're going to do these big scissor movements with our arms. So like I said, we're doing a lot of stuff for your upper body today. So your arms are going to go out to the sides. It's okay to even bend your elbows. Cross your right arm over your left. So can you get your two elbows to crisscross? Now open up. And now your left arm over your right. Crisscross like scissors. And then open. One more time. Right over left. Open wide. Left over right. Open wide. Good. Now I'm going to stand up, but you don't need to, because I have the wall behind me, so you won't be able to see me do this for you. So as you stand here, you're going to take the arms back again. And as you crisscross, one, I did my left over my right, as you open up your arms, can you take them really far behind you? That's going to stretch your chest. Now, when you bring the arms back, it's right over left. Now, open up, like I'm trying, I run into this wall, so I've got it easy. And then crisscross, left over right. Open up, squeeze your shoulder blades together, right over left. Open up, squeeze the shoulder blades together, left over right. Oh, I almost forgot. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, right over left. Open up, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Ah, and then everybody lower your arms. Roll your shoulders up close to your ears. Roll them back, roll them down. Now I'm hoping this feels a little bit looser than it did 40 minutes ago. But the one that I'm most excited to test you with, and what I mean by test is for us to all see if this is easier now, is arm forward and then back. Make those big, big circles. My motto about yoga and the body is that lotion is motion, or excuse me, motion is lotion to your body. If this is easier, congratulations. Now go in the opposite direction. Opposite direction, big circles, big, 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 big circles. Good, let's test your left arm. 4 or 5 or even 6 circles. You know, when you watch baseball, I understand baseball is gonna come back with no fans. You see the baseball pitchers especially do these kind of warm-ups. Now go in the opposite direction. We should do this, you know. We're inside a lot these days on our computers or maybe reading a book. Our shoulders are gonna get really stiff. Good. Now, when you lower that left arm, slide your hands back to your knees, if you can. Let's go back and work with our spines a little bit. Hunch your back. So you're going to drop your head. You're looking down toward your floor. Feel like you're going to push your back ribs to the chair. Now lift your chest and lift your head and look up towards your ceiling if you can. Hunch your back. Really round it, everybody. Every single vertebra. Sway your back. Lift, 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 lift your chest. Good. One more time. Hunch. You probably prefer one of these. And I encourage you to practice the one that is not your favorite. That's the one you need more. Good. Go ahead, wiggle your way back to your chair seat, and let's work with your neck. I'll tell you what, I'm not giving you guys a break today, am I? We're going from one tight body part to the next. Oh well, take your right ear over to your right shoulder. Now, if this is a big enough stretch for you on the left side of your neck, I want you to just stay as you are and focus on being the fish with the gills in the side of your neck. If you feel like you want to push it a little bit and try something a little bit more difficult, take your right hand, bring it up and over your head like it's a top hat, and put your right hand on your left temple. Now, that's a big difference, way harder. So if it's too much, let go, and only you know. I wish I could see you to know if it looks like you're straining, but I can't. So you have to be your best teacher here. Breathe in, everybody, and out, focusing your attention on those imaginary gills in the tightness that you feel. When you've had enough, release your right hand, bring it up and over your head, just like you did it to start with. Lift your head up. Now I want you to just pause for a second. That is a huge stretch. Left ear toward left shoulder. Remember, you're the teacher, so if this is enough, please stay. If you want a little bit more, up comes your left hand, over your head like a top hat, and onto your temple. And it's a little bit of pressure. You're not forcing. Remember a little while ago, I said, don't overdo, don't force in the yoga. If we force, the next day will be sore or something will be very uncomfortable. So there's a cliche that we say in yoga, which is don't let today's yoga practice interfere with tomorrow's. Said differently, don't overdo it. Breathing into the tightness that you're all feeling. Releasing your left hand, bringing your head back to the very beginning. Now just pause and turn the head to the right, looking over your right shoulder. And so long as it doesn't feel like you're straining, turn the head to look at what's behind you just a little bit more, and then come back. So there is an owl that lives somewhere near my house, and he hoots, or she hoots, I'm not quite sure, sometime around 2 o'clock in the morning. And he was hooting, or she was hooting a lot last night. So you're not an owl, so don't push it. Turn the head. And then you can push your feet a little bit more firmly. And then you can try to turn the head a little bit more. But don't try to be the owl. And then come all the way back. Good. Take your chin down towards your chest. And keeping your chin as close to your chest as you can, just swing your head, everybody, a little bit to the right, and then a little bit to the left, as if you had, let's pretend you had a bell at the end of your nose, and you're ringing the bell. When you decide that's enough, be sure to push your feet down, lift your head up. And just to remind everybody, motion is lotion to your body. So when you feel stiff, can you move around to try to loosen up some of that stiffness? And every day, you guys are doing a lot through Parkinson Place, which is just fabulous. But do a little bit every single day. Let's sit if you can. Here's my left hand, and I'm going to put the back of my right hand in my left palm. And I'm going to let my hands rest on my lap. If that doesn't work for you, for whatever reason, put your hands on your thighs with your palms facing up. I don't have any arms on my chair, but if you did, you could rest your arms there. And please close your eyes again. And let's go back to noticing our breath. I was asking you 5 minutes ago to pretend that you were a fish. And now I'd like you to pretend that you're seagrass on the bottom of the ocean. And we all know that there are waves in the ocean. And there are waves to our breath. So as you breathe in, feel how your chest lifts a little bit. And when you breathe out, relax your shoulders. Breathing in, you feel your chest expand. Breathing out, you feel it contract a little bit. And so this image of seagrass is one of my favorites because seagrass looks so fluid as it moves with the currents of the tides. And while we aren't swaying or moving a lot, every time we breathe in and breathe out, there is subtle, gentle movement. So again, you're not trying to make your breath more intense, deeper, longer, any of that. You're just feeling it and feeling the joy of being alive. As you feel your breath roll in and roll out like the tides. I haven't forgotten about you, and the Zoom isn't stuck. We're just sitting together with our eyes closed, enjoying